Hello, this is Mark Serwotka, the General Secretary of PCS, sending all members an important update in our national campaign for fair pay and pensions. Firstly, thank you. Thank you for delivering the highest vote in the history of this union. We balloted 214 separate employers in the public sector. 212 of those voted overwhelmingly for action, with an average yes vote of 86%. In addition to that, 126 of those employers, including some of the biggest parts of our membership, also smashed the legal thresholds of a 50% turnout, so are now in a position to take legal industrial action. We promised you when you voted that the first thing we would do is not call a strike when you gave us that mandate, but was to seek negotiations. Today I've met government ministers, and last week I met the head of the civil service. Both sets of meetings were used to tell the government and the civil service bosses why they must find money now to alleviate the cost of living crisis, and they must deal with our legitimate aims on pensions and redundancy pay. Whilst those talks are going to continue, I have to tell you now that no proposals have been made from the government to avert the need for us to now call strike action. So last Friday, the NEC agreed what the first wave of strike action would be. We were conscious of the promises we made you when you voted yes for action. We were conscious that most members who commented during the ballot wanted to support strikes, but were worried about being able to afford it. That's why what we said to you we would do is when we called action, we would not repeat what we'd done in the past by calling a series of one-day strikes that never put enough pressure on the government but cost members lots of money. We would this time focus on sustained targeted action in key areas to build maximum pressure, supported by asking all members to take all-out action, unpaid, when we thought that would have the most effect. So in line with that promise, we've called the first strikes in the Home Office, in DEFRA and the Department for Transport. Those strikes will start in mid-December and run over the Christmas period, and they will affect frontline services in a way that the government is not going to be able to ignore. Those members taking action on everyone's behalf will receive strike pay from the union, because nobody should lose money when they're taking action on behalf of others. To pay those members who are striking on your behalf, we will use the union's strike fund, currently at £3 million, about to be raised by £1 million, with the NEC agreeing to put extra money in. That £4 million will be able to pay for significant strike action, but we need to raise more. That is why the NEC also agreed last week to put in place a short-term levy of all members involved in the dispute of £5 a month or £3 a month for our lowest paid members. That will raise millions of pounds more, with a guarantee to you that every penny raised can only be used to pay either you or your colleagues when we call you out for targeted action. By raising that money, we're sending a clear signal to the employers. They cannot sit this out thinking we will run out of cash. It also means that we can do more than just call one-day strikes. We can call sustained action that builds real pressure. Now, I want to acknowledge that many people are worried about being able to afford an extra £3 or a £5 a month. But I want you to know that by doing that, it is a lot less money than what you will lose every time we call a one-day strike, and it gives us a much better chance of winning. Yes, we believe next year we will still have to call national action, but when we do it, we want it to have the maximum effect. So we're currently talking to a whole range of other unions to see if when we call action, we can have hundreds of thousands of other workers out with us, maximising our impact on government. We will also probably still need to consider calling unpaid all-member action of just PCS. But when we call it, we want to do it having already shown the government our importance by them having to face sustained action over a period of time. That way, we have the best chance of winning. So we hope you agree with us that we must win, that you've given us a mandate not to protest, but to put serious pressure on the government. We hope by paying the levy, by supporting your colleagues taking action on your behalf, and coming out when we call you out, this can be a dispute that is won. Let's now stick together. Let's raise the money we need. Let's take the action that can pressure the government, and let's ensure this is the year that you didn't get historic cutting of living standards, but you got a decent pay rise. This is the year you got fair pensions, and this is the year the government gave up on its threats to rob you of tens of thousands of pounds of your redundancy pay. Thanks for watching. Look out for further messages, but let's make sure we win.